Welcome back, Legends, to episode 2 of the Grand Fleet Admiral tutorials, fleet building, and battle group composition. So what is fleet building? It's my favorite thing to do. I just love making spreadsheets and making fleets. That's just my thing. It's the foundation of success in Grand Fleet Admiral. So you can create a fleet tailored to your specific playstyle and the objectives you're trying to accomplish. So you can mix and match ships and build versatile battle groups. And here we have a chart that I created of the first battle group of the pirate fleet for Vivian Scarlet Thrace from the pirate faction. And it shows the Behemoth and the Brawler up top. Those are two capital ships. It has some gunboat squadrons, and shows your total points on the bottom right, how everything adds up, and the special fleet actions as well. So this is your fleet building basics here. They're all using a point system. You can see each ship, the point is underneath the name, and you're going to have its traits to the right of that, and if there's any upgrades, you're going to have that on the right there as well. The minimum requirements of the fleet, you're going to have at least 4 battle groups per fleet. You can have no more than 1 heavy ship per battle group, unless there's special rules to like that faction or whatnot. And the players must designate a single ship per battle group to become the battle group commander at the start of the game. This ship must be identified to both players by using a numbered token to show which battle group that is within the fleet. So the types of ships that Grand Fleet Admiral has is capital ships. You're going to have your heavy firepower and your fleet command ships. Your support ships, which is going to give you special abilities like electronic warfare. Your escort ships are going to be your more agile ships, which has a higher thrust rating. They usually come equipped with active defense systems for defensive ordnance, and you can also harass strike craft with them too if they get into the range. Aegis is another good trait to have on escort ships. And then you have your strike craft as well. That's going to include your fighters, your bombers, interceptors, and your drop ships for close quarters combat. So this is where it starts getting more interesting, because now you have different battle groups that you have to create. There's 7 different kinds, but you have to meet a minimum requirement to be able to call it that group. So for example, the combat group, you got 1 to 3 capital ships. Each one of those capital ships must have 2 escorts, and they can have up to 1 support ship. So the graph to the right will show your hexagon, which is your capital ship, your circle, which is your support ship, and your 2 escort ships that must be guarding the capital ship. So if you want, just pause this. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and leave a comment below, or hop on Discord and we'll get right to it. So if any of those battle groups have thrust 4 or above, they may be upgraded to a vanguard group, which will be your scouting section in the beginning of the game. You'll be able to deploy them before you deploy your main forces. So this example I have below, it shows a Dominator with thrust 3, but an upgrade that upgrades it to thrust 4, so it allows that fleet, which everything else is thrust 4, it allows them to become a vanguard defender fleet. So, like I said earlier, each battle group needs a commander. So, if it's a 1,000 point fleet and you have 5 battle groups, all 5 battle groups needs their 1 commander, which you can see on the bottom of this table shows poor to legendary. that commander, for that battle group, you do not have to have a named commander, but you have to have at least one. So the standard that most people use is the Confident 2 in the second row. So that'll be your baseline commander, and on top of each battle group that you're creating, you have to add, for at least one ship, 8 points, unless you want to take negative skills, which will be 0, which most people, you're not going to want to do that. And your command capacity also has important value that represents how many battle groups you can take along if your admiral of the entire group is capable of taking that many battle groups. So, a poor commander can only take 3, but a legendary one, you can get up to 12 battle groups under their command. So here you have a sample 1,000 point Principality of Hassan starter fleet, which you can pick up at KobraFleetworks.com, and you can see battle group 1 through 5. The support groups are actually different now. They are the auxiliary groups with the support ships. So you can see there's 3 different support groups and 2 bombard groups with Sparabara flagship with Duke Zari, which I think is, it's the Admiral in the last slide. So this is his corresponding starter fleet. And you can see each assault bay, what type of CQB company they have. And you can see any other upgrades that those ships have as well. So my advice to you, ADS, extremely important. When you're rolling the dice, when you're being shot at with torpedoes and other type of ordnance weapons, if you don't have ADS, that means when you're trying to save from those attacks, you're gonna get hit by everything. You're gonna not have any possibility to survive. So normally you want to have at least 4 ADS points, like to be able to use. You want to have a +5 and above, basically. So if you're rolling +5 and above, you'll be fine. Some of the one of the battle groups has the ability, to have a better ADS. So that will be able to roll 4 and above, which I think is the defender group. So you can roll 4 and above, and you'll be able to stop any torpedoes, anything that's coming at you. So it's a very important, important thing to have. Also, don't be afraid to experiment. Like with the torpedo boats, as I have here, you have 4 torpedoes. I think they have, or 4 torpedo boats with 2 torpedoes each, which allows you to shoot 8 torpedoes. And 8 torpedoes can do a lot of damage. And always consider your faction's strengths and traits. And right here we have the Hill and Republic faction traits, which gives them enigmatic jump drive, sister ships, active cover, and their expeditionary home fleet. You cannot take, you can't mix and match those ships together. And you always want to balance your firepower, your defense, and your utility. So this shows a pretty well balanced battle group here with your 3 capital ships and your 3 escort ships. Those escort ships also have upgraded ADS, and your heavy cruiser, one has more powerful defense and the other one has added particle lasers. So you're able to get a pretty good combination with those. Dynasty is a very powerful fleet. I haven't played against or as them yet, but I'm really curious to see how they play. They sound like a very fun faction. And always use charts and sheets. I know it can be daunting sometimes to think about that, but it really helps organize a lot of things. I have some templates are put in the link down below in the description, and you can check them out, modify them, whatever whatever you want to do. This is from one of our members in the community. Very good so far. I've used this in the game that I played last time, and it helped organize things very well. So very, very good charts to have. But other than that, we're going to go over the tactics of battle groups next. Since you built your fleet now, so it's time to learn how to use it. And we're going to cover battle group activation, movement, and different combat strategies. So join me next time on the Grand Fleet Admiral tutorials.